Good afternoon, everyone. We are here for regulatory affairs session with topic of MHRA observational evidence in post-Brexit herbal approvals. In previous session, we discussed about EFSS use for food supplement health claims with case study of omega-3 and cardiovascular health. In today's session, Rutuja Shinde ma'am will deliver us the keynotes on MHRA observational evidence in post-Brexit herbal approvals. Over to you, ma'am.
Good afternoon and welcome to this session on MHRA observational evidence in post-Brexit herbal approval. Since Brexit, the UK has gained full autonomy over its regulatory decisions, giving the MHRA a unique opportunity to modernize herbal medicine approvals. Today, we will explore how observational data is becoming central to evaluating safety and efficacy in real world settings and how this shift is reshaping both regulation and industry practice. So Brexit means British exit, so it is the United Kingdom's departure from the European Union, which took full effect on January 1, 2021 in international business. So let's see. This is executive summary. So this presentation provides three key takeaways: regulatory independence, evidence standards, and market impact. First, MHRA's regulatory independence after Brexit allows more tailored decision making. Second, observational evidence, real world clinical data is increasingly accepted alongside traditional trials. And third, these changes are driving structural shifts in the herbal product market, opening both opportunities and new responsibilities for UK manufacturers. Today's agenda is our session follows five chapters. We'll start with Brexit impact on regulation, then review MHRA's evolving framework for observational data. We will next examine approval routes, traditional herbal registration, and full marketing authorizations. Before walking through real world case studies, finally, we will discuss future trends and strategic recommendations for professionals navigating this new environment. The Brexit transformation. So, first, January 2021 marked a fundamental shift. Brexit transformed the UK's regulatory landscape. Uh, on 1 January 2021, the MHRA transitioned from the European Union aligned body to a fully independent authority. So, this change freed it from European harmonization constraints, but also placed the burden of developing self sufficient systems for herbal medicines. That independence means the ability to recognize traditional global data sources beyond Europe while maintaining rigorous safety oversight. Pre-Brexit regulatory framework. So before Brexit, herbal approval followed the European Union's traditional herbal medicine product directive. MHRA acted mainly as a national competent authority within that system. European Union Harmonization Traditional Herbal Medicine Products Directive provided a unified standards across member states, centralized access assessment procedures, mutual recognition pathway, and harmonized safety standards. And MHRA's role acting as a national competent authority within the European Union framework, implementation of European Union directives, national variations permitted, and limited independent decision making. So, This ensure a consistency across the Europe, but limited flexibility for the UK to innovate or adapt faster to emerging scientific evidence. Then post Brexit independence. So post Brexit MHRA gained over 80 to set its own safety, quality, and efficacy standards. Regulatory over 80 MHRA now sets its own standards for herbal medicine safety, quality, and efficacy without European Union constraint. Then flexible pathway, greater freedom to develop innovative approval processes tailored to UK market needs, and global partnerships opportunity to forge new international regulatory relationship beyond Europe. So this opens a new trade and research collaborations with regulators in Canada, Australia, and Asia. Then observational evidence, the cornerstone. So observational evidence has become a cornerstone of MHRA's modern regulatory science. So it captures how herbal products perform in routine clinical settings, reflecting actual use, patient diversity, and long-term safety. So this approach fills knowledge gaps that randomized trials, often limited in duration and scope, cannot address. So why is what is observational evidence? So observational evidence means the data collected from real medical practice, electronic health records, patient registries, and surveillance systems. So it focuses on how product work day to day, in contrast to tightly controlled trial environment. For herbal medicines, which often have long traditional histories but limited modern trials, so this type of evidence is invaluable. Then types of observational studies. So cohort case controls studies, registry studies, and cross-sectional studies. So MHRA recognizes several main study designs. Cohort studies follow patient over time to access outcomes. Then case control studies compare users with non-users. Then cross sectional studies take a snapshot of health outcomes, and registries compile structured long term patient data. So each design answers a different regulatory questions and can complement clinical trials. Then MHRA evidence hierarchy. So while randomized trial remains at the top, MHRA now explicitly ranks cohort and case control studies just below. Cross sectional analysis and case reports sit lower, but can still inform safety. So, this hierarchy reflects a pragmatic view. The more real world context a study captures, the more it contributes to regulatory confidence when supported by strong methodology. Then, key advantages of observational evidence. So, observational studies provide several advantages like real world applicability, cost effective, faster generation, and broader population. So, they mirror real world practice, include broader and more diverse patients, cost far less than RCTs, and generate data more quickly. For herbal products, where formulations are often well known but understudied. So these advantages allow faster evaluation without sacrificing the safety. Then regulatory challenges. So, however, observational data also carries risk. Incomplete records, inconsistent collection, and confounding factors can screw result. So MHRA's challenge is to separate meaningful signals from bias, addressing data quality, improving completeness, and applying robust statistical corrections are essential to make these studies regulatory grade. So data quality concerns, incomplete patient records, inconsistent data collection method, missing confounding variables, bias mitigation, selection bias in patient cohorts, information bias in data recording, and confounding by indication. So these studies, statistical corrections are essential to make these studies regulatory grade. MHRA quality standards. So to address these issues, MHRA has formalized a minimum standards, at least 80% completeness in key variables, appropriate statistical adjustment such as propensity score matching, and sufficient follow-up duration are now expected. So this benchmarks means data completeness, statistical methodology, and follow-up duration give companies a clear quality target and reviewers a consistent basis for evaluation. Then traditional herbal registration. So primary pathway for herbal medicines in the UK. Traditional herbal registration remains the main UK route for herbal product. It is designed for long established remedies with at least 30 years of documented use, 15 within Europe historically. So, THR qualification criteria. So, THR focus on safety and traditional plausibility rather than proof of new clinical efficacy, making it especially suited to heritage products. So, to qualify for a THR, applicants must show long standing medical use, a robust safety record, and compliance with a modern pharmaceutical quality standard. Efficacy must be possible based on experience and data. Observational studies and pharmacovigilance reports can now strengthen these claims, adding real world validation to traditional knowledge. Then post Brexit THR evolution. So enhanced flexibility, observational integration. So post Brexit MHRA has expanded THR eligibility. It now accept traditional use evidence from outside the Europe, India, China, and Africa, for instance. Additionally, post-market surveillance data can support a benefit risk evaluations, allowing traditional and modern evidence to coexist within one dossier. Then marketing authorization route. So for products claiming new therapeutic effect, the full marketing authorization pathway applies. This route demands detailed pharmacology, then toxicology and clinical data. Yet, even here, MHRA increasingly welcomes observational studies to complement or substitute certain trials, especially for long marketed botanicals with strong safety histories. So, MA evidence requirements, preclinical data, already we have discussed clinical evidence and safety monitoring. So, this is required for long market botanicals with strong safety histories. Then observational evidence in MA applications. So pre-submission analysis, phase data collection and submission. So MHRA encourages early dialogue with applicants. Companies should agree on study protocols before data collection begins, ensuring a statistical robustness. Then, once data are collected from multiple real world sources, analysis adjusted for bias and confounders are submitted alongside any clinical trials in an integrated dossier. Then, case study. So, real world applications of observational evidence in post Brexit approvals. This is first case study turmeric extract THR. So, our first case turmeric extract for inflammatory conditions, combining historical Indian evidence with a UK pharmacy sales data and patient reported outcomes. The sponsor achieved THR approval in 2022. The key lesson: post Brexit flexibility allowed MHRA to consider non European Union traditional evidence while maintaining safety assurance. Then this is case study 2, elderberry MA. So elderberry became the first herbal product to receive a post Brexit marketing authorization based primarily on observational evidence. So three multi-site cohort studies and nearly 90% data completeness over 2 years. The sponsor demonstrated a measurable immune support benefits. So this case proved the regulatory potential of a large scale real world data. Then elderberry approval timeline. So pre-submission meeting, March 2021, MHRA scientific advice on observational study design. Then data collection phase, June 2021 to February 2022. Systematic collection from multiple NHS trust. Then application submission in April 2022. Complete dossier including observational evidence. Then MHRA assessment, May September 2022, regulatory review and questions, and marketing authorization October 2022, first post Brexit herbal MA based primarily on observational evidence. Then case study 3, Ginkgo biloba registry study. So this study tracked 5,000 UK patients for 18 months to access cognitive support claims using propensity score matching. Researchers compared outcomes to non users. So, this result shows 23% cognitive improvement, 94% adherence, and only 2% mild adverse events. So, these findings inform MHRA's updated um, cognitive health guidance. So, Jinko study methodology, patient recruitment, then data collection, statistical analysis, and regulatory impact. So, first is patient recruitment. Community pharmacies across England, Wales, and Scotland recruited patients initiating Ginkgo therapy. Then, data collection, baseline assessment, 6 month and 18 months follow ups using validated cognitive assessment tools. Then statistical analysis, propensity score matching to compare outcomes with non-users from the same patient population, and regulatory impact, result inform updated guidance on cognitive health claims for herbal medicines. Then key findings from Ginkgo study. So, Results show 23% cognitive improvement, 94% adherence, and only 2% mild adverse events. So these findings informed MHRA's updated cognitive health guidance. Then data sources, understanding where observational evidence originates. NHS digital resources. So MHRA leverages multiple UK data streams, NHS digital hospital statistics, GP records, the clinical practice research data link, and the yellow card system for adverse events. Together, these sources provide an unparalleled view of a real world herbal medicine uses and safety. Then commercial data source. So beyond the public health data, community pharmacies supply retail users and counseling logs, while validated patient survey instruments capture quality of life outcomes. Private care datasets further enrich MHRA's evidence base, giving a comprehensive national picture of herbal product impact. Then international data collaboration. So international cooperation is also expanding. MHRA now shares the data frameworks with Canada, Australia, and Japan to cross validate herbal medicine findings. So this global reach helps confirm safety signals, align methodologies, and promote consistent evaluation standards worldwide. Then data quality assessment framework. So every data set undergoes a structured quality review. MHRA evaluates a source credibility, checks for missing information, and then verifies consistency across time and source, and systematically analyzes a potential bias. Only data meeting this threshold contribute to final regulatory decisions. Then statistical methods, advanced analytical approaches for observational evidence, propensity score methods. So propensity score matching has become the regulatory gold standard for reducing selection bias. Analysts identify confounders, model treatment probability, and create match cohorts with a balanced characteristics. So MHRA expert expects a clear reporting of balanced diagnostics and sensitivity checks before results are accepted. Then propensity score implementation. So covariant selection identify all potential confounders affecting treatment assignment and outcomes. Then model development build a logistic regression model predicting treatment probability. Then matching strategy apply 1:1 or 1:n matching with appropriate caliper restrictions. Then balance assessment, evaluate covariant balance using standardized mean differences, and outcome analysis, analyze match cohorts for treatment effects. Then instrumental variables. So when randomization is impossible, instrumental variable analysis helps infer uh, uh, causality. So instruments like regional prescribing differences or formulary policies mimic random assignments. So MHRA requires proof that instruments are valid, strongly correlated with exposure, but unrelated to outcome expected through treatment. So, used when randomization is not feasible and confounders are unmeasured. For example, geographic variation in prescribing patterns, then healthcare provider preferences, and formulary restrictions. So, MHRA requirements a strong justification for instrument validity and relevance testing. Then machine learning integration, predictive modeling, pattern recognition, and natural language processing. So, machine learning tools are increasingly part of regulatory analysis. Predictive models such as random forest adjust for complex confounding, un, unsupervised learning uncovers patient subgroups, and natural language processing extracts usable data from free text medical notes. MHRA is building in house capacity to apply these tools ethically and transparently. Then sensitivity analysis requirement, multiple imputation, then unmeasured confounding and alternative definitions. So every analysis must test robustness. Multiple imputation handles missing values, e-value calculations, gauge resistance to hidden confounders, and alternative endpoint definitions confirm stability. So this checks ensure observed benefits are not statistical artifacts. Then regulatory guidance, MHRA is evolving framework for observational evidence. So current MHRA guidance documents. So published guidance, observational evidence for herbal medicine in 2022, then real world data in regulatory decisions 2023, and post market surveillance guidance 2021. So under development, machine learning in evidence generation, international data sharing protocols, and patient reported outcome measures. So, uh, upcoming papers will address machine learning governance and international data sharing protocols. Then pre-submission scientific advice. So five stages from consultation to written advice. So companies can engage MHRA early through a five-step advice process, starting with a short feasibility call and culminating in a formal written feedback within 30 days after a face-to-face meeting. So this dialogue aligns expectations and prevents costly redesigns later in development. Key assessment criteria. So 80% data completeness, 1,000 patients, 12 months, and 95% confidence. So to gain acceptance, observational submissions must meet four benchmark. At least 80% data completeness, a minimum sample of 1,000 patients, at least 12 months follow-up, and 95% confidence threshold. So, meeting this matrix demonstrates statistical reliability and sufficient study power. Then, common regulatory questions. So, MHRA reviewers often ask three key questions. How did you handle unmeasured confounding? What sensitivity analysis support your findings? And can the result be validated in independent population? Applicants who address this up front show a mastery of observational methodology. Then future trends, the evolving landscape of herbal medicine regulation, digital health integration. So the next decade will see explosive data growth from digital health technologies, wearables, smartphone apps, and online symptom trackers will generate a continuous streams of real world information. MHRA is already designing a frameworks to incorporate this new data type responsibly. Then emerging data sources. So emerging evidence now comes from mobile apps, wearable sensors, social media health forums, genomic data sets, and AI analytics. So, mobile health apps, patient reported outcomes and symptom tracking, then wearable sensors, continuous physiological monitoring, social media, patient experiences and adverse event signals, genomic data, personalized medicine and pharmacogenomics, AI analytics, advanced pattern recognition in large data sets. So, when validated, these sources can enrich herbal medicine assessment, offering earlier detection of benefits or safety concerns. Then international harmonization opportunities. So global alignment remains a strategic priority. MHRA is building mutual recognition agreements with the partners such as Health Canada, Australia's TGA, and Singapore's Health Science Authority. So this partnership support consistent evaluation and shared access to international data. Then regulatory science investment. So between 2023 and 2025, MHRA has allocated 15 million euro to strengthen its observational evidence infrastructure. The investment covers a new data science hires, five academic collaborations, and continuous professional training, ensuring the agency keeps a pace with methodological innovation. Then challenges ahead navigating the complexities of the new regulatory landscape. So, yes, challenges persist, limited in house expertise, strict data sharing laws, and lack of standardization across herbal categories can slow progress. So, there is also increasing divergence between UK and Europe approaches, requiring careful navigation by multinational firms. Next is the implementation challenge. So resource constraint, limited expertise in advanced statistical methods, and growing application volumes. Then data access barriers, patient privacy concerns, and institutional data sharing agreements. Then standardization needs, lack of harmonized approaches across different herbal medicine categories, and international divergence, growing difference between UK and Europe regulatory approaches. Then industry adaptation strategies, early engagement, academic partnership, and technology investment. So industry can adapt by engaging MHRA early, partnering with the universities for a strong study design, and investing in advanced analytics systems. So these proactive steps shorten timelines and build regulator confidence in submitted evidence. Then strategic recommendation. So success in this new era requires a three parallel strategies. First, build internal capacity, equip teams with a statistical, epidemiological, and regulatory science skills. Second, cultivate partnership with the hospital, registries, and technology providers to access reliable real world data. And third, embrace a digital innovation, invest in electronic data capture systems, cloud analytics, and AI tools to strengthen evidence generation. So, together, this action transform compliance into competitive advantage. Then key takeaways. So there are four key takeaways. One, we are witnessing a paradigm shift where observational evidence is central, not supplementary. Two, methodological rigor determines credibility, bias control, and sensitivity analysis are non-negotiable. Three, early planning for observational integration streamlines approval. And four, collaborative approach with MHRA and academic partners yields a stronger, faster outcomes. The next step for regulatory professionals. So, for professionals, the path forward is clear. Immediately review MHRA guidance, map internal skill gaps, identify available data sets, and schedule a scientific advice meeting. In the medium term strategy, design observational protocols, establish academic collaborations, and invest in analytics. Keep monitoring global trends. The UK's leadership depends on continual learning. Just a minute, I think I. Okay, so digital health will redefine evidence generation, wearable track heart rate, sleep, and steps. Stress apps collect a symptom diaries, and digital therapeutics combine behavior and biology. So for herbal products, these sources provide a granular continuous outcomes, a new layer of post market evidence. The MHRA is eager to explore. So this is about the next step for regulatory professionals. Thank you. Over to you, Neha.
Yes. There are some questions, ma'am. First question is, with the integration of machine learning and AI, how MHRA is addressing the black box problem?
Okay, so in machine learning and AI, AI assist, it doesn't decide. Algorithms automate data cleaning and signal detection. But human experts validate every interpretation. So transparency and auditability are built in. So this is how MHRA is using, AI without compromising oversight.
Another question is, for traditional herb, is observational evidence enough to get approved without RCT?
No, uh, no. It complements them. So randomized trials remain essential for establishing causality, but observational studies fill long-term and real-world gaps, especially for well-known traditional products. So yeah, no, it complements them.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. It was nice presentation.